Hello rock lovers, it's time to start slabbing these rocks that I found in Deming, New Mexico a couple of days ago. I went on a rock hounding trip, drove 10 hours out there to find these rocks. Did I get any good ones? Let's find out. This first piece looks to be a piece of jasper. Maybe it has some patterning in it, some color, maybe not. You can never tell with these desert bleached rocks. You could have a lot of staining on there that isn't on the inside. In other words, this could be a plain, just chert nodule on the inside. But let's hope not. Let's begin with this one. I'll take it into the shop, get a few slabs, come back in here and take a closer look. The rock has been slabbed. Let's check it out. Let's see. Well, it looks like, oh, I guess it's a jasper. Has some color in there. I like that. This particular piece broke, but that happens. Still though, I think that's really nice. I think that would make a decent cabochon. What do you think? We have a couple more slices here. More of the same. Reddish, sort of tannish, I guess, jasper. There's a little bit of detail running through there. Maybe a little chalcedony. I can't tell. Still, I'm happy with this one. I think this would make a decent cabochon. And of course, here's the rest of it. So not a bad rock. I'd give this maybe a C+ or a B-. Next up is this interesting rock here. This one really got me excited when I saw it out in the field. If this is staining, which it probably is, then the inside may not look like much. However, if this is not staining, if there's some pattern like this inside the rock, this could be a beautiful picture jasper. Now my money's on the former, that it's going to be plain on the inside. But let's not give up all hope. Let me get this in the shop, get it slabbed, come back out here and we'll take a look at it. As you can see, it's been cut. Did we get lucky? Do we have any of this sort of picture jasper patterning on the inside? As you can see, it had several fractures. Let's check it out. Ooh, well, I don't know. It's not horrible, but it doesn't have that patterning. However, do you notice something it does have? We've got us some fossils in here. That little thing right there. I just caught a fossil when I sliced it. Isn't that interesting? Here's the other piece right here. You can see that little fossil there. I like that. Yeah, I'll take a fossil any day. So we didn't get the beautiful picture jasper, but we did get a fossil. And I like that little gray right there. I think that's interesting. So I could do something with this. I could make a nice cabochon and incorporate the fossil. I think that would look nice. Overall, I'd give this rock, oh gosh, probably a C+. And then there's this rock. Now, if you watched the video I made, you might remember early on I got very excited about a rock that I thought was going to be a plume agate. Now, this is an example of getting fooled out in the desert. Mind you, it was 104 degrees. I was exhausted, probably hallucinating a little bit. But once I got this wet with my spray bottle, I thought I saw translucency. After I got this home, I looked at it and realized it's just an ugly rock. There's probably nothing going on inside this. However, I do not want to waste it. Let me go ahead and get a couple slabs of this. Let's take it into the shop, cut it a little bit. Then I'll come back in here. We'll take a look and see if there's anything redeeming about this rock. If you watched my video, you saw how excited I was about this one. I thought maybe it was going to be a plume agate, and I could not have been more wrong. It is sort of just an ugly plain rock. Actually, I shouldn't call it ugly. It does have some detail in it, and maybe I could make a cabochon out of that. That might actually not be horrible if it shines up nicely, but not at all what I was hoping it would be when I first spotted it out there in Deming. Next up is this big chunk of what I think is some jasper. You can see it looks like there's some color in here. Could just be yellow jasper. Hard to tell, right? So let's go ahead and bring this into the shop, get a few slabs, check it out, come back in here and take a closer look. This interesting rock has been cut. How did it turn out? Let's take a look. Well, this one's a little more interesting, I think. This will be good for the tumbler. I think I could make a cabochon out of this. I'd have to be careful with these fractures. There's a lot of color and detail in it. What do you think? Not horrible. I'd probably give this one a C plus or a B minus. Not awesome, but not bad. Next up is this interesting vein of something right here. It's probably just quartz, but who knows? There could be some agate goodness in here, right? So let's go ahead and take this one into the shop. Get it on the 18-inch slab saw. Get a few slabs off of it. Then we'll come in here and take a look at that. Well, did this rock have any sort of agate goodness in it, or was it just a quartz vein? I only made one full slab. Let's check it out. Yeah, that's not so interesting. What could we do with this slab? Let's see. It's just not that interesting. Is it even translucent? Well, that's weird that my phone makes it look like that light's flashing. Trust me, it's not. It's just an effect. So it's a little translucent, but certainly not great. I'd only give this one a C minus. I don't know if I could do anything with this. Kind of a boring rock. Now, if you watch the video, you know that I got very excited when I found this one because I saw what I thought was some kind of interesting seam running through here. Now that it's home and cleaned up and dry, it doesn't look like much, does it? Maybe it's jasper. I was hoping that it was more of an agate rock. Once again, out in the field with it sprayed wet and some hallucinating, I thought I was seeing all kinds of mossiness in here, but looking at it now, it's probably just going to be a plain rock. Although there are some signs that it might be more interesting. So let's get this one slabbed and see what this looks like. Remember from my video, I had really high hopes for this one when I first saw it. And then I got it home and realized it's probably not much of a rock. Well, what did the slicing reveal? Yeah, it's not much of a rock. Could be a jasper. Not a great jasper, but nothing special. I'm not sure what I would do with this one. This will go on the tumbler. I suppose I could squeeze a cabochon out of that. It's a nice shade of red, but not great. Certainly not what I was hoping for when I first found it. And then there's this little chunk of what, again, looks to be some sort of quartz, but like I said out in the field when I was making that video, I can see a little bit of banding here. It's probably nothing, but it's worth a closer look. So let's get this one into the shop. Get a few slabs, and then we'll come back here and take a closer look. Well, was this a sea maggot, or was it just a bunch of quartz? Remember, I thought I could see some very fine banding in it. Let's see. Well, it's not horrible. It's kind of interesting. I guess I could make a cabochon out of that. What do you think? I don't know. It's just very average. Not great. Maybe a C minus on this one. Or maybe let me see, a solid C. Let's give this one a solid C. It is somewhat translucent, which my flashing light can attest to there. It's a weird effect. I guess it's this iPhone's camera versus that LED light. Trust me though, that light is solid when I look at it. And finally, this big guy here. You might remember this one from the video. I got very excited when I first saw this one because I could see clearly all the quartz veining that's going on inside here. However, now that I've got it home and cleaned it up and took a closer look, it's probably just a big quartzy rock. But you never know, right? This one still could be pretty interesting. Let's go ahead and get this one slabbed. I'm not sure how I'm going to slab it yet. It's probably going to just do like that because it is rather large. So let's get this slabbed. We'll come back in here and take another look. And finally, we've got this big guy here. How did this turn out? Well, it's not horrible. Let's look at it here. Here's a little end piece. Sort of interesting. What I like about it, though, is you can see it does have this sort of quartz edge. Looks like if you were eating a really fatty steak, that would be the fat on the edge of the steak. And there is some interesting stuff in here. A little bit. I made a couple of these big slabs that barely fit in the frame of this camera. Again, I like that up there. You can see it is translucent with my weird flashy light right there. So that's sort of interesting. And then there's some pattern in there that's kind of cool. Check that side out. I do like that right there. So I can imagine making a cabochon with half of that and half of that. The rest of it's just meh, so-so. Here's what's left. There's plenty of rock left to slab. It's a big rock. I can barely get it in the frame of this camera right here. But like I said, I do like this in here. And it looks like we're getting into some other stuff. Maybe if I keep cutting, there's going to be something even more interesting in there. I'd give this rock a solid B. Well, there you go. That's slabbing some of these Deming rocks. I went ahead and made a pile of a single slab from each rock. Do you have a favorite? I don't know. I like a couple of them. A couple of them are just duds. I do believe I could make some pretty cabochons with some of these. If you have a favorite and you'd like to see a cabochon made from one, please comment and I will try my best to make one. I would say my favorite would be probably one of these two here. I like the coloring and I know these will take great shines. So, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I've got lots more of these Deming rocks that I picked up when I was out there rock hounding. So I'll make more of these slabbing videos and see if we can find maybe some better examples. But as far as these go, they're not bad. I'm happy with it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please be sure and check my other videos out for more like this. Thanks again.